Hi, I'm Brett Christofferson with USA Today Network Wisconsin, and this is today's Coronavirus 5 and 5, our 5 minute rundown of five of the top stories by our network of journalists who continue to report on the COVID-19 pandemic. We'll start with a look at today's reported numbers. New coronavirus cases tick back up with more testing. Wisconsin's coronavirus update on Tuesday today included more than twice as many new confirmed cases as Monday's 41-day low, but the percent of new tests that were positive fell slightly. That's because the number of newly reported tests rebounded too, up in a day from about 3,600 to over 10,500 tests. Of the new test results, 374 were positive, more than Sunday and Monday's increases combined of 313, but just over half from last Friday's one-day increase, which was 733. Total cases statewide approached 19,000 in Tuesday's report, and Wisconsin deaths attributed to COVID-19 surpassed 600 for the first time. Tuesday's new positives work out to 3.6% of new tests. That's down from 3.9% on Monday and much lower than a month earlier when more than 1 in 10 newly reported coronavirus tests were positive. Moving on, next, despite coronavirus risk, health experts call protests essential. Health and science reporter Madeline Heim has the story. In it, she writes that as demonstrations erupt throughout the U.S. to demand justice for Black Americans killed at the hands of police, one thing is clear: the events don't align with public health guidelines for the COVID-19 pandemic. Hundreds of thousands of people have gathered together to mourn and protest police brutality after George Floyd, an unarmed black man, died after a white Minneapolis police officer knelt on Floyd's neck for several minutes. Now, there have been no statewide limits on large gatherings since Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers' stay at home order ended May 13th, though experts still recommend social distancing, and nearly 3,000 newly confirmed cases have been announced since Memorial Day. But the protests will likely continue. So, epidemiologists want to give attendees the tools they need to be safe and pressure leaders and law enforcement to protect the health of those who show up and speak out. Find more about what those tools and guidelines are by reading Madeline's complete story, which you can find online. Moving on to this next headline: renters can now be evicted but can soon apply for rent aid. Wisconsin renters who lost income because of the coronavirus pandemic are no longer protected from Governor Tony Evers' eviction ban, but they will soon be able to apply for as much as $3,000 in state aid. Applications for a $25 million rent assistance program Evers announced last week will open in early June. The governor revealed the program before his 60-day ban on evictions ended May 26th. Money received through the Federal CARES Act will be administered through Wisconsin's community action programs, which are private nonprofit organizations that dole out public funds based on specific local needs. Reporter Nasaiba Mazan outlines the details of the program in her story, which you can read online. Our next headline is this: Green Bay farmers markets pivot from summer fun to essential shopping. Visitors are in for a much different experience when downtown Green Bay's two farmers markets open for the season this week. Cornerstones of the city's summertime calendar, the Saturday Farmers Market and Farmers Market on Broadway, are stripping down during the pandemic to become more of an essential service than a leisurely stroll social outing. Each will have significantly fewer vendors, new locations to better allow for social distancing, and at least for now, none of the extracurricular activities that help attract thousands of visitors each week. As Kendra Minert writes in her story, the fresh asparagus, lettuce, and honey will be there, but the beer garden, food court, and live music will not. Give it a read online. And we'll close today's 5 and 5 with this headline: looking for a socially distant summer getaway? Check out these Wisconsin outdoor gems. As businesses begin to reopen across Wisconsin, questions still remain as to what will be open for travelers this summer, but it's safe to assume most of the state's great outdoors will be open. So, what better place to safely get away and maintain social distance than the state's millions of acres of public forest, more than 15,000 lakes? Of course, that includes two of the Great Lakes, thousands of miles of rivers, and two national scenic trails. Sounds like a good time. The Journal Sentinel's Chelsea Lewis shows us some amazing waterfalls, cool rock formations, fantastic trails, and some fun outdoor activities to try out with Lake Michigan and Lake Superior as the backdrop. So be sure to give her story a read if you're looking to get up and get out for a bit. Find those stories and more coronavirus coverage on any of our 10 USA Today Network Wisconsin websites and jsonline.com. Two more items before we close for the day. First, look for a special coronavirus edition of our Newsmakers show on Wednesday. That's tomorrow at 2 p.m. special time. USA Today Network Wisconsin health and science reporter Madeline Heim will be talking with Corina Agmar, nursing supervisor for Outagamie County's Public Health Division, about how contact tracing works and what to prepare for if you get a call from a contact tracer in the coming months. The show can be seen on all our network websites and Facebook pages, and you can also ask questions through either our real-time chat or the comments section on Facebook. Again, that's 2 p.m. Start time tomorrow. And finally, please sign up for a digital subscription to any USA Today Network Wisconsin website. It's just $1 for the first 3 months and gives you full access on any device, mobile, desktop, and tablet, to all our local stories, photos, and videos, plus news and sports from around the state. If you want the most complete, most in-depth coverage of what's going on in your community and throughout Wisconsin, we've got it for you. Just go to any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites and click on the subscribe tab at the top right of the site. We truly appreciate your support. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.